Hey guys, welcome back. We are back out in the gun room today for another accessory review video. This time, night vision. I know I have not reviewed anything like this before and don't know if I'll review anything after. I don't really have a use for night vision. However, full disclosure, One Leaf, they sent this out for us to review, and this is their Commander NV100 Plus setup, night vision module and scope. Now, they have tried to send this to me for about, oh my gosh, at least a year, if not longer. And the first couple of times I was like, nah, it's just really not anything I'd really have a use for. I don't know if my subscribers would really be interested in it. I do, however, like bringing budget accessories to you guys that work. That's the big thing. They have to work. But and if they don't, we're gonna tell them about that too. But still, for the price, I don't know. I guess in the world of night vision goes, that's pretty reasonable. But this setup is a little bit different. So it did kind of catch my eye whenever I read into it a little bit further. So I was like, man, okay, we'll give it a shot. Give it a shot at the title and see what happens. You know what I mean? That's all we can do. But I told him that it was going to be a 100% honest review, and that's what we're going to do as all my reviews. So first thing up, so when you get the box, and I have to say, I was kind of unimpressed with the box, but when it came, this is what came. So it was literally just a brown box that said Commander NV100 Plus. There was literally nothing else on it. You open it up, and the items were inside. So I don't know if that's like what they do or not, but I don't know. Maybe they should probably work on the presentation a little bit better. But nonetheless, this is the actual night vision unit. So it's pretty compact. If you look at it here, I mean, it fits pretty much in the palm of my hand. So this would be something that you could stow away in a range bag very easily. And after researching this a little bit more, this thing's actually got quite a few built-in features. You have a digital 1 to 3 power zoom built into the module, so that's pretty cool. There's your on and off switch here. You have the ability of taking still photographs as well as 1080p video. I believe this is a 30 frame per second frame rate, so not terrible at all. Definitely would handle anything probably that you would need it to do. But the cool thing about this is you could play back your hunts. So if you are an avid hunter, you do a lot of coyote hunting or something like that, you could actually play back your coyote hunts. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that is neat. Now you have 6 adjustment settings on your illumination, and you can also take color video as well as black and white, so you can toggle back and forth between night vision and day. That's also pretty cool. You have zoom up here option as well as laser. It's got a laser up here. I'm not really sure what you really need that particular thing for, but you know, it is what it is. On the side here, under this door, you've got your, well, if I can get it open here. Oh gosh, I don't have any fingernails. You have your port for your charging and downloading a video. It does come with the USB cable. It includes, believe it or not, I'm really surprised, but they actually include a 32 gig micro SD, and but this will hold up to a 256 gig, so that's pretty cool. You do have a 3.5 millimeter jack here. Excuse me, Southern Indiana's getting to me this time of the year, guys. On the front here, we have our adjustable IR module, so you can take this and you can stretch that infrared light out and bring it back if you need to. The unit itself is powered by an 18650 rechargeable lithium-ion battery, which is included. You have a few different adjustments as far as focusing on the unit itself. So up here we have the diopter for the eye, and then back here we have the objective focusing here. Now, the interesting thing that I seen about this unit was, well, interesting and uninteresting. So one thing I like is also the thing that I don't like. So as I said, this also included their scope. So this is their Rapid Fire Plus 3 to 12 by 56 millimeter scope. Now, out of the box impressions on this optic, it seems pretty well built. I mean, it's got some heft to it. The adjustments on the mag ring are nice and tight. They're smooth, so that's pretty good. You've got another diopter adjustment here on the scope itself. Remove this scope cap, you can see the size of it there. So there is a 3 to 12 by 56. This is second focal plane. I do like the reticle. See if I can get you. Here's a picture of the reticle. The reticle is actually pretty nice. It's pretty clean, not very busy, but extremely usable. It is illuminated. You do have side focus. Now, one of the things with this scope is the turrets are not that great, guys. So if you watch the turret and then watch me turn it. So the turret turns before you hear the click. So that's not good. But you're not going to be spinning dials on a scope like this anyway, so it's probably not really a huge issue. But, you know, just for full disclosure, that is what you're getting as far as your turrets go. But it kind of is what it is. They are 1/8 inch clicks. I don't really like that either, but it is what it is. Again, it is illuminated, 1620 button cell battery. You do have side focus here built onto the scope. And overall, like I said, I mean, you know, just initial impressions, the scope seems okay. We'll definitely get it on a rifle and see how it sights in and see how it does. Excuse me. It also includes an additional eyepiece for the back, so a little bit longer. You get an additional adapter. So if you wanted to run this unit on another scope, say that you already had on a rifle that was set up, you have the ability of doing this. Now they have a few different sizes. So here's just a random cheap scope I got. So this is a 45. So you would need one a little bit smaller. So you would have the ability of picking up additional rings to where you could just mount that on there, and then your night vision unit goes in here. If I can hold it right. And it clicks on. So that's, you know, that's how it would go, like that. And then there's a little button on the side, which is a lock, and it just pops right off. So that's kind of how the unit works. But this scope has that interface built into it. So on this one here, you would take and put it like so. Again, provided I can do it. And that one is really tight, guys. It is really tight going into that. But I don't know if it's supposed to be that tight. But nonetheless, you can see there is the unit. So this is the part of the setup that I don't like. First of all, this is almost 17 inches long, so it's pretty lengthy. Excuse me. Now, the cool thing about this is you can use it on a number of different optics. But what's really going to mess with you is your eye relief on your scope. So you're going to have to be mindful where you set your eye relief initially, because once you put the unit on, that's going to kind of mess with your original eye relief. Now, if you were planning on just using this scope by itself, you would have it set at one eye relief. But if you were wanting to use this, you would need it moved forward a little bit. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but that is going to be one of the things that I'm going to be looking at while we're actually using and testing this unit. So it does come with a set of rings. We may end up having to use these just because of the excuse me, of the objective size. But nonetheless, I'm interested to see how this is going to do. Let me get this thing mounted on a rifle, guys. Let the light go down, and let's see what it does. Okay, guys, so we're back here at the hide. I have the Rapid Fire Plus scope that they sent with the night vision module. This is that 3-12 by 56 power scope, mounted up on a test rifle here I've been messing with here at the hide, trying to get some shot time in on. But nonetheless, you can see how far I've had to mount this optic forward. Now, that is because the night vision module is going to attach onto the back of this. So if you can see, whenever I put my cheek down here, you can still see through the scope, but you really kind of have to put your neck a little bit forward just to get that eye relief correct. I mean, is it a big deal? No, probably not. But it's definitely something to be mindful of. So whenever you're ready to switch over to night vision, put your unit on and click it on, and you're ready to go. And then you can kind of see here, if you look, this is also one thing that I kind of don't like, is that how you have to kind of contort your neck kind of off to the side to get a good picture through the scope. So Normally if you're setting up like this is how you would normally look at an optic, but for this one you have to look directly through the center of it, so you kind of got to tilt your neck a little bit here. But nonetheless, that is the setup. So as you can see, it's a fairly lengthy setup, but it does work. So I am going to switch over to day vision on this thing, and we'll get some shots through the scope and how good the video is, a couple of the features that way. We'll check out the zoom and all that stuff too, and then we'll go from there, guys. Okay guys, so we are looking at the 110-yard backstop. There is the gong down there, and you can kind of get an idea of the type of daylight photo and video that you can collect from this unit. I can see quite a bit of fisheyeing around the exterior of the scope. Now you can kind of tune that in a little bit with the adjustments, the focus here underneath the night vision module. It does help it a little bit, but I mean, it's still usable. It's clear where you need it to be clear. So in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not going to hurt anything. But let's take a look at the zoom here. So this unit does include a 3-power digital zoom, and I have the optic set on 8 power on the scope itself, but here's 2 times digital zoom and 3 times. So it actually works pretty good, believe it or not. The digital zoom works very well actually. But that's the 110-yard gong. I am going to pan over down to the 210-yard lane, and you can see the gong down there as well. Now this scope does have an illuminated reticle, so you can kind of see that here. The illumination is, I mean, it works. It's not the greatest, but it does function, so you do have that as an option as well. And then I'm just scrolling through the digital magnification, so now I'm back on 1 power with just the optic set at 8 power. Now I can tell clarity actually seems clearer a little bit whenever you put it on the zoom, which is kind of odd. Now there are a number of digital settings that you can set forth in the menu. Now I have not went through all of them because there is quite a few, and you know, like most of us, we just want to kind of throw something on there and just have it work. But you do have some adjustment. You can kind of custom tailor some stuff too. But this right here is on 2 times digital zoom with the optic set at 8 power, so not terrible but not great. But I'm going to let the daylight kind of wind down here. We're going to come back out after dark, and we'll see what this thing is really meant to do when the lights get turned out, guys. Okay guys, so we are out here at the hide at night, and as you can see through here, I have the scope itself set on about 8 magnification. There is no magnification set on with the night vision unit, and I have got the image cleaned up as best as I can, and this is about as clear as I can get it, guys. I cannot make the image any more clear than this. What you're looking at there, the crosshairs are on the gong at 110 yards, and that is an 8-inch gong, and I'm kind of turning the fine adjustment here off the side of the scope, and that is about as good as I can get. And then I can bring the crosshairs in focus about like that, and that is about it. Now I just wanted to run through the infrared settings, so I'm at infrared setting number 2. That's 3, 4, 5, and there's the highest setting at 6. Pan over here, that is the 210-yard lane, and I can adjust my IR to kind of scale down and really condense that beam down, and you can see the gongs down there, but it's again, it's not the clearest picture. I mean, it's probably clear enough to hit, which we're, of course, this is the hide, we're going to try and do that, but and you can kind of, I mean, I have messed around with this thing for probably about 30 minutes, and I just cannot get it any clearer than what you see here. I mean, it does work, but bottom line is, can you actually make a hit with it? So I've got some rounds in the chamber here. Let's see what we can do. And you can see there's an impact. Nice, you can see the sparks coming off of it. Let's see if we can hit one at 210. I doubt that very seriously, but we'll try it. Let's move our IR down a little bit. Let me hit the digital zoom. Let's go into power there and bump the IR up a little bit here and see if maybe we can hit it, hold a little high here, maybe. Bang, we hit it. Nice. One more time, maybe. And we missed that one. But nonetheless, as you guys can see, I mean, it does work. So here is on 3x digital zoom, and you can see it is, you can make out the target, but it's definitely fuzzy, guys. But nonetheless, let's get this thing back up on the bench, and we'll get some final thoughts on this setup, fellas. Made it back into the gun room. We're going to finish this review up here. So what did we learn from all of this testing? So bottom line is, does this unit work? And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, you guys seen the video from the day and nighttime footage. Yes, it does work. It allows you to make shots at nighttime. So, I mean, with that said, does this unit have its quirks? Yes, it does. I've pointed out a few of them with the original benchtop review and then during the shooting as well. But at the end of the day, you know, this is touted as a night vision unit. And with that said, it should theoretically allow you to make shots at night. And it does. I was able to hit the steel targets as you've seen. Now, with both of the day and nighttime shooting videos, you notice that the audio was a little bit less than stellar. Now, I was basically just using the external mic, the built-in unit. It does have means for an external mic, which I still don't have fingernails to open that up with, but it does have a 3.5mm jack, so you could put an external mic in here, and that could help the audio out a little bit. It's very well possible. Basically, I mean, it does do what it says it will do. Is the picture the clearest? No, it's definitely not. I think the kind of the big sticking point that I have on this system is the fact that this one came with this scope. So just the unit by itself is $299 off their website. Now, as you see configured here with their optic, it's $499. To me, is this scope worth an additional $200 on the price tag? And for me, guys, I'll be honest, no, it's not. I would rather just have this night vision unit along with a set of their bell adapters. So they sell 3 different sizes. Of course, it came with this one, but they sell a couple of other sizes. You can get them on the Amazon website. So you can actually order these on the Amazon website. But from what I've noticed, they're a little bit more expensive than they are on One Leafs. You just have to wait a little bit longer to get it because it's coming from overseas. You know, it is what it is, guys, about Chinese-made products. But like I said, it does work. But now for me, the thing that, like I said, I just don't know if... I mean, there's nothing wrong with this scope. I mean, it's cool that, you know, the scope interfaces with the unit and you can directly attach it like so. And you're good to go. So, I mean, yeah, it does work. There's no question about that. But it also works just the same with the adapter pieces as well. So, I mean, you could already use it on a scope that you might already have. The big takeaway from the adapters, from what I've seen, is that you may not get one that fits your scope perfectly. So, yes, this is extremely chintzy, but they include a roll of electrical tape that you can wrap around the bell of the scope. And yeah, I would say that probably does work to take up a little bit of slop, and it would be solid enough to mount your your adapter piece to the ocular on the scope, but you know, kind of take that for what it is. I'll let you guys make up your own minds as far as that goes, but I guess it would work. The bottom line is the unit does function. It does do what it says it will do. The thing for me is that, you know, measuring value for cost, I'm not really sure if the value is there with buying their scope along with this unit. So you might be better off just getting the unit itself and then using their adapters. But I like the idea of it being removable. Like I said, it fits in the palm of my hand, so it'd be really easy to stow away in a bag. I did notice whenever we first took this out of the box how tough it was to interface with the scope itself. And as I've used it, it has gotten easier. It's kind of smoothed out a little bit. But whenever I first got it, you guys seen, it was very difficult to get to seat. So I'm not sure what that was about, but it did kind of wear in, I guess you could say. One other sticking point was battery life. Believe it or not, I've had this for, I guess maybe about a week and a half total from the time I started this review to now completing it. And I have not charged this one time. So that's pretty cool. So if you are going on a long hunt, you know, you should have good battery life. Now, for those of you that are actually looking at this for video, this thing uses what's called TS files for the video. So unless you have a video editing software, which thankfully I do, your audio and some of the video may be messed up whenever you download it to your laptop or your desktop to edit. So those TS files have to be converted over to like an, what would it be? I guess a MP5 or something to that effect. So that way you could actually edit it on your software. So just kind of be mindful of that. Because whenever I transferred these over to my desktop from the SD card that's in here, the micro SD, the audio would not work. Everything was completely silent. But whenever I transferred everything over to my editing software, it linked back up and it was good to go. So, you know, just be mindful. Something else to take into consideration. I don't know why they would have did that. They should have put it, they have the pictures as JPEGs, which is a format that's widely used. I don't know why they couldn't have did that with the video, but nonetheless, I mean, it is doable. It's just something to kind of keep in mind. But I'll leave some links below in the description in case you guys want to look into these a little bit further. But I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. Is this something you think that you might be adding to your collection? It works, guys. That's really about all I can say about it. But please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. As always, shoot straight. Later.